the invocation, I would just like to say that when I first started on the board some 22 years ago, I guess, that the board members kind of rotated and it wasn't just a presidential thing. So if any of you would like to, sometime during the year, give a prayer, a motivational poem or verse or something, well, just let me know. With that, if you would stand, please, for the invocation. Dear God, we thank you for this opportunity to do leadership for our students, for our families, for our community. Help us, guide us, and be with us always. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for coming tonight. Jason, if you will call the roll, please.
Mr. Cole? Here. Mr. Hamilton?
Here.
Mr. Knight?
Here.
Mr. Schaefer?
Here.
Mr. Brothers?
Here. Do we have a motion to adopt the agenda? So moved. Second. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Brothers?
Aye.
Mr. Knight?
Aye.
Mr. Hamilton?
Aye.
Mr. Cole?
Aye.
Mr. Schaefer?
Aye. The approval of the minutes, if we can do away with the reading and approve as written the minutes, I will make that motion. Second. Call the roll.
Mr. Schaefer?
Aye.
Mr. Cole?
Aye.
Mr. Brothers?
Aye.
Mr. Knight?
Aye.
Mr. Hamilton?
Aye. Approval of invoices. I make a motion that we pay the bills.
Second.
Any question or discussion? All right.
Mr. Knight?
Aye.
Mr. Brothers?
Aye.
Mr. Schaefer?
Aye.
Mr. Hamilton?
Aye.
Mr. Cole?
Aye. School report?
No school report opening, my superintendent update.
All right, then we move to Mr. Schatzel, the treasurer's report.
Okay, just a couple things tonight. Financial reports is the first item, exhibit TA1. First page is the cash reconciliation. The reconciled balance at the bottom, $17,316,513.21. There was a difference of 2 cents. We had overpayment on our Canton city tax. We knew about it going in, so it was nice that we didn't have to search for the 2 cents. We'll recoup that when we pay the next payment. But this was the first month that we fully implemented the new accounting system. The payroll system went live in January. I expected it to be very cumbersome, and thankfully it's about a day or so, a day and a half, to get everything balanced and move forward. So that was very good, and my staff did a good job implementing the new system so far, and hopefully that will continue. Page 2 is a listing of our investments in our operating account, $9,956,532.95. Page 3, comparisons through January 2020, compared with last year, the same time frame through January 2019 on the left there, and then our estimates compared to the actual. Major difference between last year and this year. January was a prepay month for this fiscal year. Last year that didn't happen until February. So salaries are about $800,000, about $750,000 higher this year compared to last year. That's because that third pay happened a month sooner this year than it did last year. So it's a timing difference. Again, as we've talked about before, we had 3 premium holidays last year, just 2 this year. So our fringe benefits are gonna be a little bit higher. Other than that, we're right where our estimates were for the fiscal year, so all's good on that front for the moment. I recommend item A for approval. Item B, we had a couple of grants, we had carryovers from last year that finally got approved by OGE, and we're able to allocate those funds into the current year. These amendments allow us to spend the money that's carried over into the new grant year. So Special Education Grant Fund, this amendment $71,782. Title I grants $277,116. recommend the appropriation modifications for approval. That's all I had.
So move on to items A and B.
I'll second.
Any questions? Call the roll, please.
Mr. Hamilton?
Aye.
Mr. Schaefer? Mr. Cole?
Aye.
Mr. Brothers?
Aye.
Mr. Knight?
Aye.
All right, we'll move on to communications and our Wildcats of the Month. Our first is Elizabeth Scott. If you would step forward, please. Elizabeth has been members of Six-Man Mentoring, Student Leadership, Wildcat Christian Athletes, Tea Club, tennis, softball, band, children helper at her church, and National Honor Society flags. Her plans after graduation are to attend Shawnee State University to major in exercise science and PTA, as well as further her athletic career in tennis. What hashtag would summarize Elizabeth's high school experience is memorable. I would use this hashtag because throughout my 4 years as a student, I have made many memories throughout athletics, being a student at the old high school and then the new high school, MedTech at Perry High School, and I have made many memories with friends at games in school and during extracurricular activities. The best thing about being a teen is that your life is filled with many new exciting things. For me, this was getting my driver's license, getting my first job, deciding where to go to college, getting my EMT license, and getting ready to graduate high school. The coolest thing that ever happened was in her EMT class, she got to learn how to operate the inside of the ambulance as well as how to learn use the stretcher and apply the cervical collar on each other. It was really interesting to learn from EMTs and the paramedics about multiple life savings. I'm also proud that Elizabeth is my student. Our second Wildcat of the Month is Jackson Lang. Jackson has been involved in speech and debate, National Honor Society, National Technical Honor Society, Six-Man Mentoring, tennis, track and field, foundations of art, digital photography. Is an Eagle Scout at Eden Church in his painting project, Downtown Soup Kitchen, volunteer work. After graduation, he would like to attend the University of Akron and major in the business field. If he could sit in a park bench for an hour with anyone, who would it be? It would be most likely be a founding father like George Washington. That way I could show him how America has changed since his time and ask how he felt about it. The best thing about being a teen is definitely the opportunities I have are almost endless. After graduation, I can go to college and major in anything I want and set my career up accordingly. It's truly an amazing thing to think about it and something I'm really looking forward to. The most important part of high school is definitely grades. It might seem like a dry answer, but having a good enough GPA to be accepted into college with scholarships is very important and not worth overlooking. Congratulations, Jackson. You two and your families are welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting. If you have other things that you need to do, go ahead. Elizabeth has a paper to write, I know. We're glad to have you, and congratulations.
Pretty good man.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Have a nice day, guys.
Athletic Council.
Yeah, Athletic Council, they're basically working for the remainder of the year on a project, and what they're doing is they're working on the athletic mission and vision statements, what it is to be a Wildcat, and what it is to be an athlete as far as here at Canton Local. So February, they will be working on a rough draft that will be given to the coaches and the administrators. March, they will edit it and change, make some final changes on it, and hopefully by May, they'll be able to send it to the board for a resolution and board approval. So they are going to be busy. The last meeting we were at, it was a lot of great input from all the coaches on what they want it to be, what they want Canton South athletics to look like and what we want our kids to, the role that we want our kids to play as far as being an athlete here. So I think it's a great project for them to work on, and hopefully by May we will have a final draft for board approval, and it'll be perfect timing to put it in with our strategic plan, and it'll work. So they're going to be busy working on that. I don't have a date on the next meeting, but when I get that, I will send that out. It'll be here in February. Okay, thank you.
Student reps.
Okay, so our senior citizens prom is coming up in April, so there's a lot of planning that goes into it, and we start basically as soon as we get back from Christmas break. So our donation letters have been sent out to local stores and things like that to ask for monetary donations, or things like Waco Market always donates rolls, so we get all kinds of different donations, and we are working on invitations, so those will be sent out soon. Bleacher Creatures is planning a powder puff game, which we haven't had in a while, so that's taking place in March, which we're really excited about. And the Buckeye Girls State and Boys State delegates will be speaking to all the government classes tomorrow, because that process is beginning, which is really exciting too. So.
And members of NHS are going to walk around Thursday night to help with the literacy night, so we've been really looking forward to that. We're really excited to get involved over at Walker again. Anytime we have an opportunity to get over there, we really enjoy it. And also our 6-man mentoring program went to Faircrest about 2 weeks ago, and that went very, very well. We're very proud with the results of that. We kind of just went up and introduced ourselves just so they kind of have a familiar face, are familiar with the program before they get to the high school. And so we're planning on going this month, or in the spring we're planning on going up again and planning another activity with them. And finally, our student leadership team is partnering with the American Heart Association to promote wellness in the youth here at the high school, and so we will be doing a kickoff at the end of this month, and so that's something that's very exciting and new. We haven't done that before, so that's something new this year too.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Any questions for the groups? All right, facilities, anything more than what we talked about before?
No. Things are moving.
Curriculum and program.
So I shared with each of you a printout of survey results from our January 17th in-service day. Since I took on this role, I've kept survey questions consistent over the past 2.5 years. And I just wanted to share with you the most recent survey results. And we did have 138 respondents, so that's really great. When you think about going across all 3 buildings, having around 150 certified staff. So those are good results. And again, we had sessions such as data warehouse, academic vocabulary, letters training, which is about the science of reading for our Walker staff, ROCKS self-defense training, Schoology training, mental health first aid, and social emotional learning training. And I'm going to share the data with everyone, give an overview, but I want to keep in mind we have 3 outside presenters, and the remaining presenters were our own staff, including Dr. Rush, Allie Warner, Sarah Rockhurst, Megan Conley, Kara Bradford, Greg Williams, Cody Edwards. So I wanted to just keep that in mind as I share with you these results. So the first question was to what the presenter or administrative support or department chair was prepared. We had 92% of staff respondents saying they agree or strongly agree. The presenter was knowledgeable, 92% agreed or strongly agreed. The session provided me with work time and or information related to the work I do, 87% agreed. The session provided me with work time and or information that I expected, 86% agreed. The session provided me with work time and or information that I needed, 82% agreed. And I was engaged the majority of the time, 85% agreed. So these are really good results. We always have room for improvement, but I'm pleased with the feedback we've gotten from our in-service days over the past few years, and look forward to continuing to provide in-service opportunities that are relatable to what the staff needs. Any questions?
If I can make a comment, in doing this for so many years that I've been doing it, I've one thing that Tricia has done, and as she surveys the staff on their needs, we're meeting our staff's needs as what they need in professional development. So often you throw professional development out there just to fill time, and it's really not doing them any good. So to do a follow-up survey is something that is so important, because we find out how effective the PD was. And there's nothing worse than sitting in PD that has nothing to do with what you need. So again, thank you, Tricia, and thanks to the staff for letting us know what they need, and what we're getting them is working, so it's a great thing. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, Tricia.
You're welcome.
Finance and audit.
Our audit was finalized. Everyone should have gotten an email with the results of that. We did waive the post audit since we didn't have any reportable issues. There was a management letter with 2 minor comments. If you took a look at them, you know what they were, but the first one was for negative fund balance. The law says we're not supposed to have a negative fund balance in any of our funds. We've talked about it in the past. The multi-county fund, we provide educational services there throughout the year. They don't start billing other school districts until about October, so those funds don't start coming into our district until usually around November, December. So for those first 4 or 5 months, we're kind of footing the bill for that educational cost. We do not move general fund money to that to cover it. It's been our practice in the past. The auditors just give us a minor comment to note that in the audit report. Second thing, income verification. They picked one. I believe it was a farmer. It's very hard to nail down the income verification for a farmer when they don't have W-2s and things like that. The auditor was looking for more concrete data in that one. Again, they just gave us a minor comment on that as well. So that's the results of the audit. I was pleased with it. It was done more timely this year. Still, we haven't met the goal that I had to get it done before the end of December. But at least we're not right up against the deadline of March 31st for me to file it with the federal government. So that was a good thing. And then for the finance side, we will have an update to the 5-year forecast that'll be due at the end of May. So we'll have to get with the finance committee to schedule a date here at the end of March or early April. Start preparations for that.
Any questions for Jason?
Just a comment that they were great results. As you know, Jason, you and your department, great job.
Thanks. Everyone too, not just my department. All the buildings, secretaries, we're part of the requisition process, the purchasing process of the district as a whole. I think has done a tremendous job. So.
Okay, thank you very much. Superintendent's update.
Yeah. Again, I want to start out with our community meeting that we have scheduled for February 27th. We will get more out on that meeting, but the flyer that we have, and we'll be doing an all call and reaching out on Facebook and on our website to get as many people there at that meeting. And again, it'll be an update on facilities as far as what's happening with Walker or what's going to happen with Walker, what's happening with Faircrest right now as far as with renovations, and obviously the new middle school. GPD will be there. They will do a presentation, and we're hoping that we get a good turnout. There will be a question and answer period at the end of it. And again, like I said, I hope that we can get a number of community members there, and we can have a good turnout for that. Wellness Challenge is underway in its 4th week, and congratulations to the following Week 4 wellness winners. Staff would be at the high school here, Kurt Miller and Lucy Thompson, and students was Selena Cooper and Amani Williams at Canton South High School, so congratulations to them. I'd also like to congratulate Ashley Ritz for being featured as far as our Perfectly Imperfect Produce was featured in a national magazine, the School Nutrition Association Monthly, and this is the magazine that goes out nationally, all over the country, and we have some of our people right in there with Ashley, and Candy is in there, and how cool is that, being nationally recognized for a program? So congratulations to Ashley and all the people involved with that. So excited about that. I'll start out with CTE, and as we talk about CTE and we hear DeWine, and obviously when we heard President Trump his address that money is going to be focused on CTE. We gotta get kids in careers, we gotta get the money out there for kids to get in a career when they come out of high school, ready to go into jobs, because there are so many jobs out there. And I think we are sitting in a great spot right now when we talk about CTE and we talk about dollars coming in. And obviously, once I read this report, you're gonna see how well we're doing as far as filling all of our programs. So, starting out with two of our senior career tech students, Logan Berger and Riley Vaughn, performed the national anthem at the Ohio Career Tech Legislative Seminar last week. They did an amazing job and represented Canton local very well. We have a record number of students who are traveling to the HOSA and BPA state competitions this year. 23 students qualified for BPA and on March 12th, and 26 students qualified for HOSA state conference on March 31st. We wish them all the luck, and if I was a bet man, I would think that we're gonna get hopefully a few on the nationals out of each. So we'll keep our fingers crossed and wish them luck. On January 27th, we held our CTE placement day for the 2021 applicants. All of Canton Local's programs are slated to be full. We will purchase furniture and technology to increase seats in almost every program so we can give the career tech opportunity to as many students as possible. While we still have some long wait lists, we are proud that so many students are pursuing careers, pursuing a career tech, and students from our partner districts feel so comfortable at Canton South also. So our programs are doing very, very well, and we're really, really excited about that. And Krista does a great job. Krista truly does do a great job as far as leading the charge with the South Star Career Academy, and we're real excited where our programs are going, and hopefully they'll continue to grow. Canton South High School, Mr. Moore, it's that time of the year already. We have begun making plans for next year. We have begun our scheduling process by hosting a parent meeting, as well as meetings with our current high schoolers to prepare them for their classes, their scheduling opportunities. The high school is using AccuPlacer testing this year. AccuPlacer is one of the tests that students can take to meet the minimum college entrance requirements to take College Credit Plus classes. We offer numerous sessions for our high schoolers as well as middle school students. We also hosted our eighth grade students for Shadow Day here. The students went on to an elective classes showcase, student teacher panel, and scheduling presentation, as well as having lunch here at the high school and touring the building. Our six-man manor group made sure all of the eighth grade students felt welcome and helped show them around the school. The ACT will be given to all of our juniors on February 25th during school. This is an opportunity for our junior students to take the ACT without charge and have those scores sent to higher education schools of their choice. Faircrest Memorial Middle School, Mr. Mon, athletics. Middle school boys basketball began tournament play this past Saturday. Our 7th grade boys and 8th grade girls season came to an end after hard-fought games. Our 7th grade girls and 8th grade boys will continue their tournament play this Wednesday. Our middle school wrestlers will travel to Marlington to compete in the EBC tournament this Saturday. January students of the month, Ellie Ayers, Wyatt Hughes, Sophie Horning, Avery Rupert, Samantha Reed, Brody Nagel, Hayden Sullivan, and Zane Sontag. 8th grade students have recently participated in their transition day at the high school, which Mr. Moore just put in his. Thank you to Allie Warner and Sarah Rockhorse for organizing, and to the high school for being great hosts. Lastly, a big thank you to the high school six-man mentors, Michelle Rosette, Lucy Thompson, for spending time getting to know our 8th grade students. Walker Elementary, Mrs. Bartley, congratulations to all Walker 4th graders for completing the DARE program. Thanks to Deputy Antonora for serving as our instructor. Congratulations to Mia Hayden, grade 4, and Jessica Whalen, grade 3, for having their artwork selected to be on display in Columbus, Ohio. Their work will be on display for February and March at the OAEA, Ohio Association of Elementary Art Building. Literacy Night will take place this Thursday, February 13th from 5 to 7. Families will enjoy dinner and engage in literacy activities with a mystery theme. Kindergarten registration fair will be held at Walker on Saturday, March 7th from
2 hours.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. From 9 to 11. Don't miss this fun morning to meet and greet our next year's kindergarten students. Multi-County, Dr. Rush. Members of the Multi-County education staff provided a Super Bowl pizza party for the youth at Multi-County on Super Bowl Sunday. I don't think that's a day of classes. The education staff served pizza, chips, soft drinks to the youth, then stayed to watch the Super Bowl with the students at and Multi-County staff afterwards. So what a great thing to do there as far as building relationships with those kids. Athletic board update. The bowling team finished their season yesterday at Stonehenge Lanes at the sectional tournament. Charlize Minor missed advancing to the districts by 5 pins. The high school cheer competition team qualified for the state competition for the 4th year in a row. They will compete in St. John's Arena on March 1st. We'll know the time closer to the 1st. Congratulations to Henry Hubb on qualifying for the district swim meet. Henry is our lone swimmer. He qualified in the 200 freestyle and 100 butterfly. Henry will swim again this Friday at Cleveland State University. Best of luck to you, Henry. That's awesome. The girls basketball team earned 5th seed in the district basketball tournament. The Lady Wildcats have a home game this Saturday, February 15th against Alliance at 1 in Red Ash Gym. The Lady Wildcats' next game will be Thursday, February 20th at Norton at 7 p.m. The boys basketball team is the 11th seed in the district tournament. The Wildcats will travel to Northwest on Tuesday, February 25th for a 7 o'clock game. The boys will then play at Copley on Friday, February 28th at 7 a.m. with a win. Wrestling sectionals will begin Saturday, February 29th at Northwest High School. Wrestlers will start at 9:30 a.m. And I think we have an opportunity for a couple of our wrestlers to hopefully go on and hopefully make it to state. So we're gonna wish them the best as they move through this. That's it.
Okay, thank you very much. We move to hearing of the public, and Mr. Andrews.
Thank you. My name is Dave Andrews. I live at 204 Charlotte Avenue, Southeast. Thanks for hearing me tonight. What I want to talk about is, my daughter graduated last year from Canton South, and during her time here, I was experiencing a lot of things with Canton South, specifically in the sports, and it's kind of depressing. Frankly, it's embarrassing, and the 5 of you up there should really be embarrassed about what happens. I have a laundry list of things, but I really just want to highlight a few things that really have kind of upset me, and I know they've upset community members. Our courts at the tennis, those courts were really expensive. In a few years, they're going to become unplayable. I have brought it up multiple times to administrators. I've brought it up multiple times to board members. There's huge cracks. What I was told once was, well, they're not on the playing surface. Well, if you've ever played tennis, the in-out lines have 0 to do with where you play. I have video of my daughter and her partner playing balls from the other court. So those big giant cracks that are in our newer surface, they're going to cause somebody to break an ankle. It's just a matter of time. And it's on you guys when that happens. It's very simple to go out, fill the cracks, make sure that our courts that we paid huge amounts of money for are taken care of. It's not hard. Our girls' tennis team played 3 full seasons, 3 in orange shirts. You know how embarrassing it was for them to hear from other teams, aren't you guys red and white? That's slightly embarrassing. But who does that fall on? It's not the kids, like we were told, well, the kids picked it out. Who's the adult in the room here? I don't think it's the kids. We had a senior athlete, tennis player, senior athlete. He made first team all conference. It's the only year he made first team all conference. And guess what? When we sent out our Inside Canton local letter, he was left off. So those parents and that kid had one opportunity to see his name as a first team all conference. Wasn't there. I asked the question, why wasn't it there? Not one single person owned up to it. It was passed the buck. Well, I typed it. This person checked it. No, I typed it. This person checked it. Who takes responsibility for this stuff? This is one of my favorite ones. During Gracie's sophomore year, she was done. There was 2 matches, varsity matches still ongoing. And a board member comes up and goes out for a tennis lesson while the varsity matches are still going on. Who does that? I mean, what kind of disrespect is that? Would y'all go out and toss around the football about 8:30 on a Friday night in the fall? Probably not. But nobody had a problem coming out and doing that for the tennis. Just straight up disrespectful. The last thing I want to bring up, here are 2 banners. Now these banners were not purchased by the school. They were purchased, one by the athletic boosters and one by me. Hard work, dedication to our kids, and effort provided. Now, I'm going to let you guys open these whenever you want. And who would like them? Would you just like me to put them in the back? Because that's an example of the care that we give and the respect that we give to our students. And it's just shameful. And I hope moving forward, we can get an idea that we need to take care of our students, because they sign a contract with you all that says we're going to be upstanding students, we won't drink, we won't say nasty things. So they are providing you with good upstanding citizens. So my question is, are you guys providing them with what they need? That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Andrews. Superintendent's report.
Item A, resignation retirements. Move on to item 1, Ashley Ritz, food service director, resignation, effective August 1st, 2020. If you guys don't want to accept that, that's okay.
Yeah.
Say no.
It's all vote right now.
We're not going to accept that, and, but no, again, Ashley, we wish you the best. You've done a great job with our food service as a director, and we can only hope that we can find somebody to fill those shoes, and we wish you the best as far as in your next path that you're going to follow. So we still have you though for a while, so you're not allowed to go anywhere. Jacob Little, he is resigning from middle school wrestling, and then you're going to see in employment, he's getting hired. He resigned as a paid coach, and he is going to be employed as a volunteer because of a job that he has taken, and he couldn't put the time in. So recommendation to accept those resignations, and if you don't want to, again, I understand on one of those. Item B, as far as employment, gone down through Kim Crum, home instruction. She is providing home instruction to one of our students. Dana Gates, bus driver, 4 hour. Alexis Dalton, substitute educational paraprofessional here. Jacob Little, volunteer wrestling coach for the 1920 school year. Joseph Deniska, assistant varsity baseball coach. Phil Forshey, assistant varsity baseball coach. Garrett Crum, volunteer baseball coach. Josh Taylor, assistant varsity softball coach. Taylor Tompkins, assistant varsity track coach. John Philippi, head girls middle school track coach, and Rick White, volunteer track coach. Recommendation to approve the employment of personnel subject to successful completion of the requirements. Item C, gifts and donations. Always the best part of this is J&N House Enterprises, $240 to our bowling program. Marathon Petroleum, $5,000 to the South Start Career Academy. Rego Sporting Goods, $5,000 to the turf donation. Canton South Band Boosters, $9,458.96. Band uniform reimbursement and donations. Just to clarify that a little bit, the band did get new uniforms this year. They were almost $40,000. The band paid half. They gave us one installment last year, and they finished up their half this year, and then the district picked up the other half, so they are paid in full. Scott Navy Hamilton Foundation, $600 for a kindergarten fair, and Once Upon a Child, $1,100 for a kindergarten fair. Recommendation of the board to accept those donations as listed. Item D, student overnight trips. As listed, Chris Murgard has submitted a request to accompany the BPA students, Business Professionals of America, Leadership Conference and Competition in Columbus on March 12th and 13th, 2020. There will be 2 school days missed with no cost to the board, Exhibit D-1. And Kristen Smith, sports medicine instructor, has submitted a request to accompany students to the HOSA State Leadership Conference in Columbus, March 31st through April 1st, 2020. There will be 2 school days missed and no cost to the board. Exhibit D-2, recommendation for the board to approve the request for overnight student trips as listed. Item E, Ohio High School Athletic Association. Board authorized membership into the Ohio High School Athletic Association for 2021 school year. Recommendation, obviously, Exhibit E-1, recommendation of the board to authorize 2021 membership into the Ohio High School Athletic Association. School calendar, 2020-2021. We viewed that at the last meeting, and this is the meeting that we would like to approve the proposed school calendar for 2021. As far as Exhibit F-1 is the calendar. Instructional days selected, maximizing learning time for student mandated testing. Critical dates published by the Stark County Superintendents. Calendar of districts served through the district's Career Tech Educational Program. Contractually agreed input from Canton Local Education Association and the Canton Local Classified Staff. Recommendation to the board to approve the 2021 membership as far as calendar for that there, as far as Ohio High School Athletic Association and calendar. And items A through F for approval.
So move on items A through F.
Go ahead. Second. Any questions for Mr. Milano? Okay, call the roll, please.
Mr. Brother?
Aye.
Mr. Knight?
Aye.
Mr. Hamilton?
Aye.
Mr. Cole?
Aye.
Mr. Schaefer?
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. Milano. Legislative.
Just one thing that I have that is of interest. I think everybody saw in the paper where they're working on the voucher program and what's going on there. And the latest I have is that the House passed Senate Bill 89, and that legislature revises the Educational Choice Scholarship Program and dissolves the 3 academic distress commissions and repeals the school district territory transfer law from the state budget, which I think has been in the paper too. The bill returns to the Senate again for a concurrence vote, where the Senate is expected to refuse to concur with the House changes, which means now it goes back to a conference committee where they work out their differences, and then hopefully it will come to a vote. But it looks as if, in terms of the vouchers, the income level for people, it will become all about your income for vouchers, not numbers of schools or how the report card affects the schools. And it'll be more about whether a family can afford or not afford to move their students. And it will be funded by the state if the House gets their view. The Senate still wants the schools to pick it up, so we'll see where it all goes. So it's back in committee, and the committees will hammer it out, and hopefully we'll see something come to fruition soon. So that's what I have.
Thank you, Rick. We have our second hearing to the public. If anybody has any questions dealing with anything on the agenda, anything that was discussed. Other business, Business Advisory Council?
Yeah, the Business Advisory Council, the Chamber Education Committee did put out their report. The Chamber is very, very involved as far as in the community, and it's their Education Committee, which it consists of Superintendent from Canton City, from Jackson, myself, and Plain Local. And they visit each month, go to a different business, and the businesses are talking about how they're getting kids involved in their programs, how they're getting interns to come in from the Career Tech programs. So very, very involved in the CPE part of what we're doing in the county. And they did have their business advisory meeting, and there should be a copy of that. Right there, okay, the business advisory meeting, so, yep, just wanted to share that with you so you know what's going on with that.
Okay, thank you. Any other business?
Yeah, Dave, I got one thing. I just want to give a shout out to Andy Harms and Christine Smith. I thought our Kent South Hall of Fame induction Friday night went very well put together. I know they really appreciated it. Had a great crowd Friday night, and I thought both of them especially did a really nice job.
It was very nice.
Yeah.
Any other comments? We have no executive session.
No?
Okay. We have a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Hamilton?
Aye.
Mr. Schaefer?
Aye.
Mr. Cole? Aye. Mr. Brothers? Mr. Knight?
Aye. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for attending tonight.